to Secondary Treasures, Unlocking Your Future, the show specifically dedicated to highlight our quality programming for our secondary students. And today I'm thrilled to tell you about an exciting opportunity for our students that might be interested in entrepreneurship. For several years, there has been an entrepreneurship event for adults in St. Lucie County, and for the first time, our students had an opportunity to participate. So we have some guests with us today to tell us all about that new experience for our students. Today we have Skip Lange from Florida Accelerator.
How are you?
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we have Kathie Schmidt, the Director of Career Technical Education for St. Lucie County Public Schools.
Thank you, Dr.
Kathy.
Webb. Thank you.
And Linda Cooper, one of our teachers from Port St. Lucie High School.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, for joining us. Well, we're going to start with you, Skip, because you have been the impetus for this as one of our outstanding community partners.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about the project? We'll just let you open up and tell us all about it.
This is our third year, and in the prior 2 years, it was characterized as a competition. And when we went back to look at the first 2 years, we found that over $12 million was raised for 16 different companies on the Treasure Coast. So we want to take away the sense that it's a competition because the participants are not competing against one another, but competing to get the interest of an investor. Working with Kathie, we determined this year that it might be beneficial to have the students join us, and it's been more than beneficial. It's been great. I haven't told you this story, but we have braiders who looked at the initial applications to see what they could say. They had a scorecard. And one of the raiders called me and he said, "You sent me the wrong one." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, you said you were going to send me one from the high school kids." And I said, "Well, what did you get?" He said, "Well, I got a really good one." He said, "I didn't think a high school kid could do this." And it was really good. And he was extremely excited. And I said, "I'm going to send you 2 more. These are from high school kids." And he called me back and he said, "These are smart kids." So it's been fun for them. This was someone who owned their own business for 45 years.
Wow.
And he said, "I didn't know all this stuff." And he said, "If I'd have known this 45 years ago, I'd be rich." So we're
That's
hoping
great.
the same thing happens to the kids, but it won't take 45 years.
And I had the same experience reading some of their concept papers. It was amazing, and I've worked with high school students for years, so it's very impressive. With the adults in the last 2 years, you said it was initially characterized as a competition.
Yes.
How would people know that? Similar to maybe Shark Tank?
No,
Okay.
to be honest.
All right.
There was a judging process that they went through. They did their, what we call an investor's deck of 10 slides. And then they were judged by what we called the Cornerstone Mentors who started this program, a group of people from Vero Beach. And so they would judge them, and they would then select 6 or 7 semifinalists who would present in front of a group of judges, but who were nice judges. Not no Mr. Wonderfuls. And we have found that this year, especially with the students, we want to have gentle candor. We want to don't turn them off in any way, don't make them feel demeaned in any way. But be honest with them, because what we want to teach them is not necessarily how to make $1 million, but how to take a product to market where they can.
Okay.
And so most entrepreneurs, I say everybody has $1 million idea in their garage. And what we wanted to do here is to teach them a process so that they could make that idea a reality.
Right, so you came to us with this idea, and since then you've added the youth part of the event.
We have.
And so students and the adults bring a concept forward to you and develop it into a potential future career or business.
Exactly. Now, we have some companies that have been in business for quite a while, so they're ready to go to the next step. And then we have a lot of startups, including where the kids are. And it's really getting traction and taking that idea to market. And you'll hear most entrepreneurs will say, well, it's the 17th time I did something, either the same idea or a 17th idea. And entrepreneurs, I've read lots of books and lots of articles, and it's more an attribute than a skill that entrepreneurs not an attribute, but a group of attributes.
Right.
And I think one of the good things here is that some of the students are going to learn this is not for them.
Sure.
And that's a great thing to learn at 16 or 17 and not at 40.
Absolutely. And so you did this with your colleague Arthur Esch.
Yes.
And came together. Can you tell us about your background and how you became interested in doing this type of work?
I have been doing this kind of work for 40 years.
Okay.
And Arthur and I are best friends from college. And we kind of, I don't want to say drifted apart, but we went in separate directions.
Mm-hmm.
And he has started as a technologist and worked for Ross Perot, which was one of the great technologists. And then Arthur realized that he was an entrepreneur at heart and had a lot more fun helping start companies and bring companies to fruition.
Oh, okay.
So we stayed in contact with each other. I had my own company with 10 people where we did this kind of work. So I'd like to say it's not new, but it's always new because there are new theories and there's a concept now called lean. And so it's fun and it keeps you young and it keeps you interested.
Well, that's great. And as a school district, I can't tell you how much we appreciate this partnership. It's really enhanced the curriculum for so many of our students.
It's our pleasure.
Great. So, Kathie, that brings us to that partnership.
Mm-hmm.
They came to you with this idea along with Workforce of the Research Coast.
Career Source. Right?
Career Source. That's
right?
correct.
Their new
Updated
name.
the name.
Their new name.
And tell us the steps that it took to bring it to reality.
Well, as you know, Career Source has been a partner of ours for a long, long time, and so they've brought many ideas to us, but also always reach out to us when they have something of quality that they see is going to be an opportunity to do something that we've had a lot of conversation about with Skip, and that's to increase jobs. It's not just about connecting our students to the existing workforce, but the exciting part of this project is that it will actually add jobs potentially to the workforce. And so that's been a big piece of that. We again began conversations with our teachers. I invited Skip and Arthur to come to meetings with our teachers from all of our programs, our career and technical programs throughout our high schools, and the teachers came and loved the idea. We started with a core team, one from each of the schools, and then from then it expanded, and they were so excited about it that they began to spread the word to the students, invite students to a meeting, and again, Skip has been tremendous. He has come out on several occasions and actually worked with students, giving them examples of the different components in building their business plan, developing their proof of concept, giving them examples, teaching lessons after school with these students to a point where the group has narrowed itself down as the students, really saw that there's work involved in this, that this is really something that's not just going to be an easy thing to do. They may have an idea, but it really takes work to flesh this out to something that really has potential to be presented in front of these investors and other entrepreneurs. So. But they've worked very, very hard with our students and the teachers in collaboration with the teachers to reinforce. The teachers are looking at what the students are working on and giving them guidance as our quality teachers do. But the big piece, I think, is to also recognize that entrepreneurship is a series or a set of attributes that can be tied to any of our career and technical programs, any of the pathways for the students. An example would be our culinary students who might potentially want to open their own restaurants. So while they know how to cook and they know the basics, the knife skills and all the other aspects and skills within their program, if they want to open a business or start their own company based upon these skills, entrepreneurship is a whole other set of skills that they're learning about now through this project.
That's one of the things I was going to ask you is what career technical programs did you target for this? Because a lot of people might think that we went only to the business programs, but that entrepreneurship spirit, like Skip said as well,
Absolutely.
can be in any of our programs.
Absolutely. We have culinary arts programs on every one of our campuses. We have our information technology programs and our business programs, international business at Treasure Coast High School. We've reached out to literally our entire CTE or career and technical department so that the teachers themselves could see where it might fit into the curriculum and present it to their students, and the students have come from across the board, across our full range of programs. So
the only limitation we really had was the availability of mentors such as Skip and and wanting to make sure it was a manageable number of students participating.
Absolutely, and they've worked very hard as well doing presentations before the Economic Development Council of St. Lucie, the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce, to invite people from our community to step up and help them in mentoring the students. So we've been very pleased with that as well.
And Skip, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think to put it in context, we had an initial meeting of 30 students who came. And not having been around high school students for a while, they would come in and pose themselves as high school students. And I'm thinking, okay, and I'm up there speaking with them, and there were 30, and I think, well, if we can get 5. Our original intent was to go to all 6 high schools. And I said, well, if we can get 5 times 5, we're going to be fine.
Right.
And we said, okay, anybody who's interested, write their idea down on a piece of paper and just bring it up to us. All 30 walked to the front of the room.
Wow.
All 30.
In your first meeting?
In the first meeting, and we couldn't get rid of them. They said, would you look at my business plan? What do you think about this?
Right.
And we finally had to say, sorry guys, we have another meeting.
Right.
We have to go. And that
That's great.
same intensity and enthusiasm, we have 10 students out of 30 who are now participating, which is no disappointment whatsoever.
Right,
Our
that's
disappointment was we couldn't go to all the schools.
Right.
We were 5 over our initial target anyway.
Right.
And their energy has really energized those of us who are working with this now. And we're always asking, well, what would make this better for the students?
That's fantastic. So let's talk to one of our teachers involved. Linda Cooper was at the first meeting, and Linda's from Port St. Lucie High. First, if you could tell us what courses do you actually teach at Port St. Lucie High now?
I teach information technology, web design. I teach IB, ITGS, which is a technology class for IB, and yearbook and newspaper.
IB being International Baccalaureate,
Yes.
very advanced
Yes.
programming. Okay, and you've been involved in this project, and I know you have a student that was very eager in the project. What do you feel like this project has brought to your students and enhanced the curriculum?
It's given them another dimension to be successful. This is something that, this is an idea that he had, but he felt like it was going to be something that he had to do on his own. So hearing about this program made him rethink everything, and it also gave him the ability to sit down and start to answer the right questions. He's very technical, so he was not looking at the business aspect of it. He was just looking at what he wanted to get done. So now he's looked at it from a different, from a different perspective.
So he was interested because he really did want to be an entrepreneur before this even started. And have you gotten anything from participating in the project yourself to bring to your students?
Yes, just the ability to add a dimension to what we have in class, because we don't necessarily get into the business planning, not to this level. So now I was able to get to that level and even talk about pro forma P&Ls. And he wasn't too happy about that when he saw what it looked like, and he thought, I'm going to have a problem with this. But at least it gave him something to start to work on.
Fantastic. There is the value in our community partnerships for our career technical teachers. And we talk about all that all the time, how important that is. So you just illustrated that for everyone. So Kathie, I know that you have mentioned to me time and time again how valuable Skip and Arthur have been in this process. I know you wanted to thank them, and I think you may have an announcement to share with us today as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, I do want to thank you tremendously from the bottom of my heart. I've been at this for a long time.
Just in fairness, Kathie has been sensational. All right, she has been a partner, someone who really does what she says she's going to do. So
Fantastic.
I thank you for that.
Well, I thank you, and in order to follow through on what I say I'm going to do, I am going to let you know that we are planning to nominate you as one of our 2 Business Partners of the Year. That your names will be submitted to the Florida Department of Education, Commissioner of Education, as one of our Business Partners of the Year for 2015.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
That's a great honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We sincerely appreciate all that you've done. You have really gone above and beyond, and the value of this, I think, will be exponential as we look at the impact of these students in the community.
It's been a learning process for us all this first year, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm flattered.
Fantastic. So as we end the first segment of today's show, I want to tell everybody that the event is scheduled for April 23rd. The Business Opportunity Forum will be held at the Port St. Lucie Community Center on Arosa Boulevard, and we invite you all to attend. Stay tuned, where we're going to have two fantastic students that are participating in this project from Treasure Coast High School. Join us for segment 2.
Great news! Your St. Lucie Public Schools has created an app available for you to download today. It's easy. Just go to your online app portal and search for St. Lucie Public Schools. Once you have downloaded the app, you have handy access to St. Lucie Public Schools news, calendars, athletic events, parent resources, educator resources, and, with just a single swipe, contact information and website links for all public schools in St. Lucie County. In addition, this app provides you with the ability to follow us on Twitter. Here you can receive more frequent information and real-time happenings in your St. Lucie Public Schools. Download the app today.
Welcome back to part 2 of Secondary Treasures, Unlocking Your Future. Today we are talking about an entrepreneurship event that is upcoming on April 23rd at the Port St. Lucie Community Center. And we've been learning all about it from the adults involved, but now we're really excited to bring 2 participating students to the table from Treasure Coast High School. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Let me introduce Camilla Tamayo.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Dominick Kehoe,
Yes.
both from Treasure Coast, both 10th graders. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And back to the table, we have Skipling with Florida Accelerator, who is helping to guide this project. So thank you all for coming back to segment 2 and sharing your story with us. So we learned all about this entrepreneurship opportunity that was provided to many of our high school students in St. Lucie County and offered to you, and it was up to you to take advantage of it. What made you decide to get involved with participating?
Well, initially what interested me was first the sheer importance of business, because since business is involved in all of our lives every single day, I think it's not only beneficial to know about this, but essential to know about this.
That's great.
Yeah,
What about you,
definitely.
Camilla?
I think I've always had a business mindset. When I was little, I would sell the juice that my mom used to pack me. I would sell it.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Oh well, not during lunch, but after school. And, yeah, so
Just to clear that up.
yeah. So I've always had a business mindset.
Excellent. So part of this was putting together a concept, and I'm really eager to hear. I have read your concept, and it's amazing. So could you tell our audience about it?
Okay, so I'm sure everyone here has made a New Year's resolution that they just did not keep. So we sought out to solve that problem with our application, RiseUp.
Well, RiseUp is a mobile application that is centered around self-improvement and goal tracking, and this appeals to a wide variety of demographics, from athletes to single parents or anyone who has maybe just reached a stagnant point in their lives. And to help these people, we have developed 3 different methods, which Camilo can take you through right now.
Okay, so we have 3 methods. Our first 2 are the status quo in the self-improvement industry, and that is solo user tracking, where we provide graphs, reminders, just general encouragement to individual users. We also have our friend comparison option, where a group of friends can track their progress and communicate. And our third option, it's what makes us different. It's our proprietary option, and that's our goal pairing system, in which we take 2 like-minded individuals with similar goals and similar ages, and we connect them so they can grow together through reminders, messages, and just general encouragement. And this just creates a more honest feeling to the self-improvement industry.
What really sets us apart from our competitors is the fact that we offer this third option, which establishes a symbiotic relationship between the 2 users. And this will compel those on the market looking to buy a self-improvement application or use one to choose us, because we offer that above the other 2 options.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit about us.
Wow. Fantastic. And
Thank you.
I think you're going to do great on April 23rd.
Thank you.
If this is any indication. So you talked about your competitors in that concept paper. What kind of work went into that, determining? your
Well,
competitors?
definitely. I downloaded a lot of their apps and I tried to use them. And what I did was I tried to grow on what they were lacking. So I saw that there was a lot of just computer-based reminders. There was no real human feeling. And I feel like in something like self-improvement, there should be a certain type of, community atmosphere. So we made sure to have this be a social project, not just wanting to better like yourself, but the community as a whole.
Okay. And Dominick, you mentioned people wanting to buy this app. So part of starting a business is the desire to make money. How much research did you have to do in that arena and figure that out?
Well, Camilo was mainly the one who handled the finances. However, what we've found is that a lot of revenue is generated through advertisements, and so that's what we weren't initially going to sell the application itself, but that's where our main source of revenue is going to come from.
Yeah, to elaborate, there are going to be targeted advertisements. So let's say you're trying to quit smoking, you're trying to run more. We'll advertise products relevant to that goal. So it's not just something that you won't buy. It's gonna be something that will directly affect what you're doing.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Dominick for a minute because you mentioned Camilo's role.
Right.
How did you guys pair up on this, and how did you work together as partners?
Well, we've known each other for over a year now, and we've worked on projects in the past, so our assets, to say, are very, very different from each other's. However, they're complementary, and so where he's really good with numbers and a really analytical person, my strengths are more on the creative side and with social media and marketing.
Wow. Okay. And do you have anything to add to that?
No, yeah. Just we work well together.
Yeah.
All right. Skip, I'm going to move to you for a minute because in the first segment you talked about the quality of the products, what the students produced. How do you think this level of presentation that you're seeing right here at the table compares with what you expected or the community expects when they're looking at high school students?
Well, I'm sitting here thinking if anybody questioned the inclusion of the high school students this year, here's the perfect validation of that decision. They're great. The quality of their product, the quality of their presentation is not only good, it's professional. And we've all seen things on TV, things like Shark Tank and so forth and so on. They have both comported themselves like professionals, and I'm glad they're 10th graders because that gets us really 2.5 years to take this to market.
Absolutely. And that does bring me to a question. Is this something that you think you will pursue, or do you have different career goals? I'll ask you both that question.
Okay, well, I think when we first started, it was more of a hypothetical thing. We weren't really planning on actually creating the app itself, but once we got really into it and we saw that, it is a possibility, we are now considering it. We're now considering maybe having a partnership with a current app, which is describing.net, and then we can develop more the technical side of the whole project. Yeah.
All right, so it has changed.
And now we are excited about it. Yeah, we might have to.
Yeah,
Right. Dominick, what about you?
It really all started as an idea, but now it really could be a reality. Like with the partnership we've established, we could most definitely take this to market and start it.
Fantastic. That's what it's all about. So, did you all do this alone? Did you have adult involvement or support in this process?
Well, initially, it was our international business teacher, Ms. Shapa. She's just great. She pushed us into it, and sometimes, we were upset at her because she would tell us that we needed to do better, that we needed to take it more seriously, and we just grew a lot with her. Also with Skip's help and Florida Accelerator, they've taught us a lot about how to present ourselves, and they've given us the confidence that we have right now.
Right. Well, you're coming across very confident, and I know that's going to serve you well on April 23rd. Dominick, watching you both speak, I am wondering, what is your experience with public speaking? Have you done a lot of it? Have you been on TV before?
Actually, no. I'm completely new to public speaking and presentation, and really, I was a mess beforehand. The school presentations were terrible. It was all so scary, but through this project, I've really grown in that aspect, and this is why I can sit here on TV and speak.
Wow. So all those other skills, not just what went into the research and what you learned about this particular business of developing an app, you've developed some other skills.
Yes.
Camilla, have you learned anything else along the way, or do you feel like it's contributed to your success in other areas?
Well, definitely since I was more of the financial person, I definitely went really in depth, and I did like taxes, different grants we could get. So it steered me to go to a financial side for my career. I'm now looking more into finance majors and such. So it really has impacted my life, and it has taught me a lot. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, April 23rd, you're going to be in front of a larger group of people presenting this. Are you nervous about that, or what are you most looking forward to put a positive spin on it?
Well, it's needless to say that we are nervous, but we're really, with the amount of assistance we've received from people like Skip or our teacher, Miss Chapa, I do feel adequately prepared, and I'm ready to do this, I think, and so is Mila.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited to go up there to test myself, to just do this. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's great. That is fantastic. Skip, you worked with all of the students and have narrowed it down to, I can't remember how many students you said at this point.
We've got 10 students with 8 business concepts.
Okay, so most of them are individual students. What do you expect to see in their futures, having worked with these young people?
I think what we've done is we've opened the door to the room and turned the light on, and now it's up to them. But I just listened to what the two of these guys have experienced, and what a gift this is for you, because you've got such a head start on so many people. And what we said in the first segment is this is an opportunity to decide what you don't like as well. And you both have been challenged, and you both have risen to the challenge, and that's what this is all about. And that's what makes me so happy. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to the next 2.5 years with you guys, because I don't know if I challenged you to ask more of yourself in terms of making money, did I?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Because a lot of the students I did, somebody wanted to have a $13,000 business in 3 years, and I said, this is crazy. If you're going to do it, you can do this. You can make this $130,000 or really $1.3 million. And so I understand that the context within which you're focusing now seems big, but now's the time to think big.
Yes, and reading your concept paper, theirs was not the one that was only looking to make $13,000. I think you have large aspirations for this. At Treasure Coast High School, you're in the International Business program already.
Correct.
Have you been able, or can you think of how you might influence other students to get involved if we can expand this program in the future?
I definitely think that in Treasure Coast there's a big craving to want to excel more, and it just these kind of opportunities from private companies to come into our education system and just motivate our entrepreneurial spirit. We have a lot of that in our youth with shows like Shark Tank, like you mentioned. So I think that this is just the right step that we're taking. I think a lot of people are going to be motivated once they see us on stage professionally giving a pitch. I just think, yeah.
Great, and I hope you have an opportunity to go on TV at school and share with the whole student population what you've accomplished, you and your other peers that are also participating. So thank you all for being with us today. Really appreciate your time, and Skip, your dedication to our students is much appreciated.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to once again remind everybody of the upcoming event on April 23rd at the Port St. Lucie Community Center. And we also have several business partners that we would like to thank. You may see this flyer around town. This is about the Business Opportunity Forum. And once again, let's show everyone the date of the event, April 23rd. And then again, thanking our business partners, Florida Accelerator, Career Source Research Center, the City of Port St. Lucie County, and I'd also like to thank our earlier guests that were on, Linda Cooper from Port St. Lucie High School, and Kathie Schmidt, the Director of Career Technical Education. Join us next time where we will be exploring our virtual programs and have guests from Mosaic Digital Academy. Thank you.